Hi everyone, Jason Kardos, real estate broker with Mount Helix Lifestyles, and we're bringing you another real estate video with a market watch. And I'm here with Ryan Lipsey from Tycor Title.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for having me, Jason.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you.
it very much. Yeah.
So, Ryan, we grew up in East County area, and I've known his family and schools. And if you don't know me or Ryan, we've been working together for years, and he's been pretty much my main title rep guy. And we both watch each other grow in this industry and market, and it's amazing to think here we are.
I know.
Doing videos.
Here we are in our 40s doing business.
Yes.
And it's been fun to be part of the ride, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm here in the La Mesa, East County area, and focusing here. I live here, and I know you lived here as well, but you've kind of branched out. Although I go all around the county,
Yeah.
you're pretty around the county as well.
I service from Pendleton to the border out to East County. My family hails from Rancho San Diego, Spring Valley, La Mesa area. We just moved to coastal Carlsbad and kind of, acclimated to that part of the county. And so, but I do title, I have clients in South Bay all the way to far North County and Oceanside. And the market is hot, I tell you. It's incredibly thin when it comes to inventory. I know we were looking at the reports.
Yes.
Just for a little perspective, I think we were between 7,500 and 8,000 homes on the market as an average in 2015. We're under, as we sit, countywide, 4,500 listings on the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very, very scarce. And when a property hits the market, there's tons of demand still and very little supply. So I think on a countywide level, and Jason will touch on here in the microclimate, micro market of La Mesa, Spring Valley, but what I'm seeing on the countywide level is when anything hits the market reasonably priced, there are multiple offer situations. The sellers are commanding the market in terms of pricing and asking price, and it's a tremendous burden on the county, for buyers, first-time home buyers, a lot of competition, and that's kind of what it translates into, what it means for the consumer. Low inventory, you hear that all the time, but what does that mean for the people, the everyday people trying to buy and sell real estate? It means that the seller's commanding almost any price. I mean, most offers are coming in over asking, right? I mean, you seeing that too here in La Mesa and stuff?
Over asking, and if you're paying for cash, you can pay whatever. But these offers, if you're using a loan, there does have to be a third party appraisal that verifies it. But like you said, the appraisers know it's pushing up because of tight inventory. So that's the thing. Even if the neighbor's house sold a little bit cheaper, it's still tight where
and people are waiving appraisal contingencies just to get the house, which is crazy.
I think the next 2-3 years, and it may doom and gloom, or no one knows, but I think it's going to be a steady going up, or kind of a normal market in a way. I don't know, if there's going to be any correction or huge price gains. It just seems kind of.
I think it'll probably level out and stabilize a little bit, and remain a bullish and healthy market. But this is not a sustainable climb in terms of appreciation. So, the one determining factor, as far as I see, and my crystal ball is as murky as your crystal ball, is as murky as the audience here. But I think that as rates tick up, then it's going to stabilize the market, because if an interest rate goes from 4.5 to 5.5, that kills buying power by about $100,000 for the buyer. So that will stabilize prices right there. But we can remain in a healthy market and only appreciate 4% a year. And if we were to depreciate 4 to 8%, that's a healthy correction, right? It's not like we're falling off a cliff. That's a cyclical market that real estate is. So.
Well, and then Ryan hit the head here. The interest rates still are pretty favorable. We just had the new tax law passed in December 2017. So a lot of us are still trying to figure out what that means, if it's good or bad for us. But I know here in January 2018, I closed about 2-3 homes. So I mean, it's still happening. I didn't really see any. Actually, I had a gentleman buy a home in December 2017 just because of this tax law. So I've seen it make people buy, and then with the law here now, people are still buying. So
tons of buyers still coming into the market.
And jobs, that's the other thing. People got to be able to pay these loans and rent, and San Diego County in general with the military, the border, colleges, biotech, we're still a pretty solid
economy.
market. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I guess you were saying, let's see, the sales price, we were looking here, the median sales price as of January 2018 was $539,000.
So and that's across all property types, right? So single family, detached, townhomes, condos, even 2 to 4 units.
Yes, but then if we go to detached, looks like it's $611,250 just for detached homes.
So that's like a single family home, not sharing a wall with anybody.
Right, and I know, gosh, well in East County we're more in the fives, but you're up coastal and all. You're what, 700,000-800,000 is typical, or
up in Bresci Ranch and La Costa region. You know, and it just varies wherever you're at inside the county.
And then another stat. So the average sold price for a townhome, a condo, basically $405,500. So,
whoa.
Yeah, just to get a decent condo in the, you know, well, and these go off of usually like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a garage. So to get that, you're still looking at around $400,000. And and here for manufactured home and mobile, $143,500. So this is in whether you own a manufactured home and pay space rent in a park or what, around $143,000. So
that's crazy. And the factor that not a lot of people talk about is that rents are increasing 5 to 8% every year. So it's not like it's cheaper to rent necessarily than to buy, because the low interest rates lead to a reasonable monthly payment. Whereas you could be paying close to $3,000 to rent a house in Spring Valley, you might be paying just over that to own a house in Spring Valley.
Right.
Is that what you're seeing?
That's what I'm seeing, and personally I own some multifamily properties, and I've been raising the rents. This is in the Golden Hills area, and I gotta admit I was kind of asleep at the wheel, and when I raised the rents, you know, my tenants weren't too happy, but I had to keep up with costs. And when I looked around for rent comparables, I was surprised. And then even a couple of my tenants that said they were going to leave, I think after they saw what they were paying at my place. And a side note, there's different ways, you know, the MLS, very easy to track sales, but I've been using a third-party website called rentometer.com, which it aggregates rental rates. So that's what I've been using. If someone wanted to look what rent rates are going for versus...
And does it tell you around the county what an average rent you can expect to pay? And
my only other
it's a good resource
comment with that is a lot of the military, they get base housing allowance. So some of them, if they buy a home and maybe rent it out with a fellow service member, they can actually be making money if they use a VA loan 100% down, and they get their base allowance. They can. So that when you asked about rent, that's another factor, I think. That in Section 8, there's some standards. It's a government rental program, and you can look at average rent rates.
So you must deal with a lot of military being in San Diego. So if you had a couple guys and say they bought a duplex and they lived in one and rented out the other, that's a way for them to use their housing allowance to become homeowners.
Actually, and I had 2 Navy SEALs do that, so they did it. And to kind of wrap up with this. We talked about the county, but then for the La Mesa area here, looks like we're at about $541,000 average for a single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And then big news, if you're shopping for a loan, you might have heard, for San Diego County, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they just raised the conforming loan limits. And this is from the Realtor magazine, the January-February 2018. The loan limits $453,100 for 1-unit properties, and a cap of $679,650 in high-cost areas. The previous loan limits were $424,000, so that went up about $30,000, and the other was $635,000, so that went up. Let's see, about $50,000.
That's good news.
Or so. So.
Gives buyers more buying power to leverage mortgages.
Right, and these are the government-backed loans, and so you know, they're even realizing or recognizing the price increase in San Diego County, helping you use these loans for buying power, as opposed to going to some other jumbo loan product, or what a lot of times people, when you get a government-backed loan, you tend to get the best pricing with that.
The best terms, yeah.
Well,
all right. Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
that's a great market update,
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah.
Well done, sir.
Well done. Well, yeah, if you have any other questions, people usually, they want to know what the market is for them. So whether it's in the coastal area or out here in East County, if we know the bed, bath, or your neighborhood, we can do a more tailored, specific analysis. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.